This is a second try. I tried to connect, but my phone gave up on me for some reason. Lenka is back. That's the good news. So welcome back to Lenka with Lenka. We have another episode. We had about a month break between the last episode and today's episode, and today I'm going to tell you guys why that happened, where I was, what was going on in my life, and we are going to talk about the leadership in such situations. We are going to talk about what happens when you're ready to step into those big leadership shoes, but the universe decides to test you and see if that's really true and if you deserve it. So that's what happened for me a month ago, exactly. Like, tomorrow is Thursday, so tomorrow it'll be exactly 4 weeks since I was driving home and from work, and I got hit by a car. I was standing on a red light, full stop, waiting for the green, and all of a sudden I got rear-ended. I did not see that coming, and it was scary. And what followed was a total, like, my life changed so drastically in that moment that I had to reevaluate and step back and see, like, what am I going to do from now on. So what happened prior to that, about 3-4 days prior to that, I attended an amazing event here in California, in Irvine, and I met a person who I chose to hire as my business coach. Woman is amazing. She's very well achieved. She's doing such a great good for the whole world. Like, she's great, and I cannot wait to work with her. So I'm excited to get started with this program. I'm excited to invest in it, give it my all, go hard, really grow really fast, right? And so I'm in this mindset. I'm like happy. I'm like, everything is lined up, you know, I have a plan, I have a coach, I am on my mission to create big things. And boom, I get hit by this car. Actually, it was 2 cars who collided behind me and hit me. So all of a sudden, I am in a situation where my car is damaged completely. My head, I suffered a concussion, so I wasn't good for a good 10 days. I was dizzy, I was in pain, I had headaches out of nowhere. I had all these, like, neck pain, back pain, and it was bad. It was really bad. And what do you do in such situation? Like, you have to go see all the doctors, and you have to go through all the scans, you have to do all the x-rays and MRIs and all that stuff, and then you have to see your doctor again to reevaluate those and set up a plan for your healing. And in the meantime, you are dealing with 3 insurance companies. So I hired an attorney. I hired a lawyer, because I would not be able to deal with all of that by myself. So the lesson in this is, here is what happens when you're ready to step into those big leadership shoes. Here is what happens when you're ready to take on, when you commit and you're like, okay, here I am, I'm going. The universe will step in and it will test you. It will want to know if you're serious. It will want to know if you can handle that leadership role. You know what I mean? So I got tested by being hit by a car, and there I was, like, juggling all these things, and now I got way more on my plate, right? I have to deal with things that before I wouldn't have to deal with. And so I had to really sit down and pause and prioritize. So my tip number 1 for you guys, if you find yourself in a situation like that feels overwhelming and could be really, really stressful, what do? Do you give up on that dream of yours? Do you give up on that journey you're on? Or do you choose to work with it and flow with it? I chose to flow with it. And so my first step was to sit down and prioritize. I wrote down a list of what my priorities, or like everything that I had to deal with at the time, or still do, and what my priorities are, 1 to 5. Health was number one. So all my doctor's appointments, all my scans, all that stuff, that's number one. Number two is this new coaching and new project, because that's something I could do from home while I'm healing, while I'm working on restoring my health and well-being. So I get to still, call people and talk to people on the phone. I get to still do video conferences. I get to still plan work. I get to still send out emails. So that's not stopping. So that was my priority. I committed to it, and I'm doing it to the best of my ability at this time. Okay. So that was that. Number three, of course, is taking care of all the mess around it, meaning the car, the lawyers, all that stuff. And then number four is getting back to my normal routine with these videos, with all my online postings and teachings that I do for you guys. All of the email newsletters that go out every Monday, those stopped too for a while, because I just couldn't get myself do it. I just could not. So prioritize, number one. Number two, communicate to everyone that you are in touch with, or you're in some way working with, or you're committed to. So communicate effectively on what situation you find yourself in, what's going on, and two, how are you planning to move forward? Okay, so when it happened, I had certain commitments, I had certain deadlines to meet, and they became impossible at that moment. So what did I do? I reached out to those people that I had my commitments with, and I explained. I said, this is what happened. Doesn't mean that I'm abandoning this project. I'm moving forward. However, I could use your support with, and then it blew my mind how great people are and how people want to support you. Like I just found out that everybody was trying and willing and going like over the top with like, how can we help you? Can we move the deadline? We can do this for you. We can do that for you. We can find you VA. It was amazing, incredible. And I am super grateful, because what that shows me is I am valuable, and when I'm in honest, authentic communication with people respond back with, I want to support you, what can I do for you? And it's this beautiful collaboration, and I'm just really grateful, because that helps me eliminate the stress. So prioritize, communicate, okay? And number three, and that's something that really supported me with eliminating the stress levels, that's something that my coach teaches, is like once you prioritize, you know what you're doing every day at certain parts of the day, stay only focused on that one thing. Like no joke, like focus on one thing. Focus on that one step that you are in right now. Don't worry about what you're gonna do later, or what happened before, or whatever. Don't get distracted, basically. So focus on that one thing. So that I find is super effective, and not in just these crazy situations, but overall in life. That's something I'm going to take on, and I'm going to apply that to what I'm doing like every day, because once I focus on that one thing and I don't stop doing that one thing until I finish it, I get so much more done, you guys. I am so effective, and so it feels like I'm flying, So it's absolutely great. And number four, I would say, make yourself a priority. Self-care is the most important thing. Whether you've been in a difficult situation or not, we need to take care of ourselves first. So give yourself time to breathe. Give yourself time to go for a walk. Do something you love, something you enjoy. Focus on your hobbies, your children, whatever brings you joy. Joy is extremely important at any time in our lives. So I hope this helps you. I plan on resuming these videos every single Wednesday, and the newsletters will start as soon as next Monday. And I am working on a big project right now, like I mentioned, and so I will be sharing with you what that is as we come closer to it. Right now I'm interviewing people, amazing people. I'm meeting so many great women. I'm blown away by the quality of experts that I get to work with right now. So stay tuned, because something amazing is coming soon and you will be invited. And for now, I'm going to say have a great evening, and I'll talk to you next week.